Greetings, esteemed followers. I extend my gratitude for your return. Firstly, within this swift disclaimer, I wish to remind my audience that the signs of despondency discussed herein are not to be wielded for the diagnostic scrutiny of any individual's melancholic state. Should you or an acquaintance find yourselves entangled in the throes of despondency, I implore you to seek solace in the counsel of mental health professionals. Let us embark forthwith. Have you ever found yourself ensnared in the coils of a day where reclining upon one's bed, unencumbered by duty or ambition, seemed the only recourse? Indeed, we all traverse through such moments of torpor, wherein languor permeates our being, and inspiration eludes us. Yet, we reside within a society teeming with competitive fervour, wherein the relentless pursuit of prosperity and acclaim fosters an internal disquiet for our idle moments. When one succumbs to the inexorable fatigue of ceaseless toil, besieged by the relentless onslaught of chronic stress, the toll exacted upon our psychological and emotional well-being is undeniable. But what if there exists a deeper malaise beyond mere lethargy? Behold, herein lie 6 harbingers of despondency, far transcending the realm of indolence. Sign 1, you cannot shake it off. A sense of sloth typically descends upon one amidst periods of excessive strain or prolonged laborious exertion. There exist myriad cunning stratagems purported to aid in its dispelling, composing lists of tasks yet undone, partaking in uplifting oratory, or delineating attainable objectives. However, when confronted with the spectre of despondency, it behoves us to acknowledge that despondency is not a choice, nor is it readily assuaged or surmounted, regardless of the counsel proffered by others. Depression stands as a formidable mental affliction, necessitating the intervention of trained professionals and, where requisite, pharmacological remedies. Oftentimes, the throes of despondency may endure across the span of one's lifetime, thereby demanding months of therapeutic intervention to navigate its labyrinthine depths. Sign 2, you cannot uplift yourself. Do you often find yourself ensconced in inexplicable solitude, sorrow, and desolation? Does weariness cloak you incessantly, leaving scant reserves of vitality? Perhaps you languish in despondency and disappointment for reasons unfathomable, and no endeavor seems capable of buoying your spirits or eliciting a semblance of wellness. Neither the balm of sleep, nor the succor of delectable repasts, nor the pursuit of self-improvement, nor the conviviality of companionship appears adequate to lift the pall of melancholy. In the throes of depression, even the pursuits once cherished or the company of beloved kin fail to engender solace. Sign 3, you've lost interest in everything. As per the pronouncement of the American Psychological Association, a conspicuous diminution in interest and pleasure in activities stands as a cardinal feature of a depressive episode. Ergo, should you discern that your lethargy has precipitated a forfeiture of impetus and enthusiasm for all things, including scholastic and occupational pursuits, then this unequivocally signals a grave malaise afflicting your psychological well-being. When ensnared in the grip of depression, one often finds themselves disenchanted with erstwhile pastimes, emotionally estranged from their milieu. Preferring the seclusion of domicile, one whiles away the hours recumbent, forlornly resigned to the apathy that has usurped their former zeal. Sign 4, you can't function as you used to. Do you perceive that your lethargy has spiraled beyond your control? Has it become too unwieldy for you to manage? Is it impeding your professional, academic, or personal pursuits? If you affirm any of these queries in the affirmative, then you may well be contending with depression. When diagnosing depression, psychologists incline towards observing the four aberrant Ds: deviance, distress, danger, and dysfunction. Hence, should your sloth render you dysfunctional, egregiously encumbering your quotidian endeavors and persisting as an insurmountable obstacle in your existence, then it is incumbent upon you to seek succor from mental health professionals forthwith. Sign 5. Your lethargy lacks discernible triggers. Lethargy often manifests as procrastination and may stem from a multitude of sources. Some posit that sloth reflects a deficiency in self-esteem, whilst others argue it arises from a dearth of external validation. It may also stem from a lack of discipline, self-control, or interest. But what of depression? What precipitates its onset? Indeed, psychologists remain uncertain, for depression typically lacks a singular precipitant, and its etiology is oftentimes obscure. Should you find yourself suddenly besieged by despondency, disappointment, and listlessness, then depression may well be the catalyst behind such affliction. Sign 6. Your lethargy isn't a choice. Lastly, but perhaps most crucially, the pivotal disparity between depression and sloth lies in the fact that while sloth may be amenable to alteration, depression is not so readily malleable. Should you find yourself fatigued or bereft of motivation, measures can indeed be undertaken to rectify such predicaments: resting, brainstorming, seeking inspiration, and experimenting with various productivity-enhancing techniques. However, depression is not so facilely dispelled. It is not a transient funk from which one may extricate oneself at will. When afflicted with depression, one does not elect to succumb to its clutches, nor opt to perpetuate its grip. Indeed, individuals grappling with depression oftentimes report profound feelings of guilt, shame, and helplessness, unbidden by any desire for attention. Mental illness delves far deeper than mere theatrics. Can you discern within yourself any of the manifestations of despondency delineated in this discourse? Should you or someone you know find yourselves ensnared in the throes of severe depressive states, do not hesitate to seek solace in the guidance of mental health care professionals. If you have found this video beneficial for yourself and believe it may also aid others, kindly give it a thumbs up and share it with your acquaintances. Do not forget to hit the subscribe button for further philosophical and psychological insights. Gratitude abounds for your viewership, and until we meet again, farewell.